I probably don't smell my absolute best. I had an entire hour of my class because I didn't do anything particularly dizzying that would send me to sit down. But after that, into the grocery store I went. It's tiring to walk back and forth and look for things. You can see how the ambient light is. Well, I can tell it's me. And there's a light on in the fountain in the middle of the traffic circle. So it's kind of pretty. And it's not like going and seeing what is happening at the Bellagio in Vegas, but it's pretty. It's water doing pretty things. And I've got to run back through town. And maybe it'll be a little bit restful. I got to the grocery store and promptly watched somebody back into somebody else and tear their bumper off on the other person's pickup truck. So that was a little bit messy. But it looked like they were okay, so I wasn't too worried about it. Went over to the next row and got myself a parking spot. I got some butter and some ground pork. Because I have been out of the homemade breakfast sausage I make for a little while. Oh, let's get that back on. There we go. I like breakfast sausage made with plenty of pork belly in it. And I like bacon. I happen to like those better with eggs than almost anything I can think of. I'll do a steak and eggs for dinner sometimes. I see John and I see... Is it a Kenny or a Carrie? It looks like a Kenny. Sorry, I don't have the readers on. I'm just finally getting myself... Last leg of my round trip, I went down to Round Rock. I came back up to Georgetown. Now I gotta go through Georgetown, out the other end, over the river, through the woods. And then I'll be at Grandma's house. And believe it or not, those are perfectly accurate directions to people who actually know where I live. If you don't go over the river, you ain't getting to my house. If you don't go through the woods, you ain't gonna get to my house. And because there's woods and a river, there's deer to look out for. I'm absolutely terrible. I don't watch out for things that are smaller, but a deer can ruin your day. It can mess up your headlights. It can crunch your front grille. It can dent up your quarter panel. There's all kinds of stuff. I'd rather eat them, so I watch out for them, especially at night. But I got to that joke because I was grocery shopping after class. So I'm in a grocery store with my hair a little bit of a mess because I've already taken a hairband out and kind of sweaty. And trying to be a little bit chit-chatty with some absolutely tiny toddler who was getting too far from her mom. And she had a bag of cookies in one hand, grasped tightly, and when they slipped and fell on the floor, it was, oh no! She's the cutest little oh no. And then she's got a bag of pastel color, you fill them up type Easter eggs. And there's a fellow who's not crossing at the crosswalk where it would be safer and more light and we could see him better. Oh well. I did see him for what it's worth. Eyes on the road. Not enough streetlights along here. Texas State Highway 29 through Georgetown and out both sides of it kills enough people every year. You would think they would put more streetlights in town and maybe a little more reflectors and stuff out along the dangerous bits where the speed goes up. Because it's 35 right here and it goes up to 40 up here by the Southwestern College or university or whatever the heck. How did they decide what it is? I don't know. But I get past this next light and it'll be 40. And then I'll get to the bottom of a hill and it'll be, coming up, I'll be, there's a light at the bottom of the hill. So I'll be coming up from the light a little on the slow side. But I get to the top of the rise on the other side of that dip and it'll be 50 until I get to the turn in at one little neighborhood that I don't live in. And then it's 55. All the way to the far side of the high school because you don't raise the speed limit at the school. The school needs a slower... Oh, here we go. The school gets a slower speed limit. Now, I'm driving with it's a split dome light. I could have both on, but there's no call for it. Apparently, some people just can't drive with a light on inside the cabin. And some people do, but it's got to be really small and further away from the driver and all that kind of stuff. My husband's a big one for being picky about not having lights on near him while he's driving. You can see out, I've got astigmatism and I can see out the windshield and I can see the signs. Technically it's a divided highway because there's a left turn lane in the middle. There's not usually anyone there, but they make full use of it on Sundays because the Catholic Church is over here. And they want to pull out from church and go occupy their favorite restaurants and stuff after service, or go to grandma's house where everybody sit around and be family, because that's important. Be family. I'm still in the area that is marked for 50 right along here. You have to know it's 50, though. I don't know if there's actually any signs remaining that say it's 50. There we go. Out this light. And there's the turn in at the little neighborhood I mentioned. And on the other side of this is 55 until the high school, or until the far side of the high school. Yeah, I'm giving real good directions to find me. But it's easy to find me. Just say, hey, I'm going to be in your town this weekend. Let's go get some heart attack wings at the wing place. If they're fried in tallow, they must be heart attack wings, right? Now, I'm a southern girl. If they were serving up squirrel gravy on biscuits, I'd probably break down and order it. But squirrel and gravy would be fine. I really need to up my Hassenpfeffer game. gotta have enough rabbit to do that. I haven't been buying enough rabbit. And then I haven't been shooting enough rabbit. You kind of want it fresh. The best toss and pepper I ever made, way back in high school, it was very fresh. It was like you get the skin cut open along the legs and unzip them down the front. And once you've got 2 legs peeled off, then you just pull and there goes the rest of the skin. I would kind of like to learn how to cure rabbit skins, because then you can make like little fur-lined mittens and little fur-lined muffs if somebody wants a muff, and the fur jackets. Rabbit fur is soft when it's clean, and it should be clean by the time you're done getting it salted and tanned and stretched, scraped, and all that stuff you gotta do to it. Do those things. I shot deer. I did not save the hide. I'm still trying to figure out why we got out of the habit of doing the hides. I realize most people, if they want leather, they can just go down to like Tandy and buy what they want. But when you shoot something, you've got the leather in your hands. And a bag of salt isn't that much. You put as much salt as you can on half of it, or twice as much salt as will melt down. You fold it over, you roll it up, and you stick it in a bucket, because that salt will make the hide lose moisture. Now, you kind of want it to dry flat, but the salting, you salt it and roll it up with the raw side folded together, and you've got the beginnings of the other things happening. You're making chemical changes to a skin so that it will become a keepable thing that is not getting sour in the basement. And then you can stitch it onto some fabric or felt or something that you want a pretty edge sticking out. You can stitch and stitch and stitch. That takes a while. Or you can make some moccasins or some leggings if you want some homemade chaps. There, okay. Past the neighborhoods, over the river. It is 60 miles an hour now. Through the woods. Da-da-da-da, over the river, through the woods, to grandmother's house do we go. Horse knows the way to carry the sleigh over. Why? Oh, I think that was actually written for an attempt at a Thanksgiving music. Although we've slowly shifted it to Christmas. Go through the woods has been 2/3. There's more woods along the way. It's not perfect, but it'll do. I am a tired grandma. There's not a lot of light here either. Speed bump. You take care too, John. You're probably already gone. Here we go. Yeah, I probably ought to shop when I don't have class, because that's less tiring. Getting to the store already tired is a bit of an issue. And then I'm late leaning on the cart, wandering around going, what else did I want? Oh yeah, I need some ground pork. I actually considered getting some prosciutto because I like it so much. But I didn't. It's a much higher priced product. Ground pork will do for what I want to do with it. That's reasonable, I think. And the fronts of both thighs, I can never keep track of the names of all the muscle groups, but my legs hurt. And we weren't even kicking each other. Except for Master Don pretending to kick at Dimpy. She was the punching bag today. He was just demonstrating if I'm standing this way and I want to hit her, then I've got to do this with her arm and then I can hit her. And she's gonna block me, so I've got to get her arms out of the way. He was trying to answer questions and sound intelligent and look good doing it. And he generally does look good doing it, but and he's a year older than me. Now, it's not Halloween, but it's almost Easter. So I picked up some Easter candy from the seasonal display stuff so that the poor young man who has been having to make rapid overnight changes to his diet according to what his mom and his doctors keep telling him to do. And he can decide if he's going to eat a Reese's Cup themed chocolate egg. And the other boy does not like peanut butter anything really, or chocolate. He may have a bit of a sensitivity to it. There we go. I don't want to be quite that far over. Let's get got Loki's truck next to me. Grandson number one, his vehicle is off here to the right. And I'm too far to the left at this point. I've got to be able to get out without hurting myself. But I am home. It's been a while. Now, there was still some sunshine in the sky when I left past, but I was not streaming then. Looks like I got a Cassie and the John. John together strong, make some awesome videos. Get a little bit of a gritty, almost country, or almost, I'm trying to think what you'd call it. Concert? No, but he gets some. If you appreciate the quality of a song as the musical it's supposed to be, see, YouTube briefly suggested that I polled people about what flavor donut they liked best. I really hope people are not eating donuts. If you need something that's a no-no, I thought that's what milk was for. And Sprite Zeros. But I guess it's time to call this done. It's only a short store. But remember, learn the things that you don't react well to so that you can avoid them in the future. I figured out a long time ago I was having trouble with weed and sugar. I was suspicious of the glyphosates, but they weren't talking much about it then. And keeping that stuff down to a minimum really helps me a lot. So eat what makes you feel good, exercise as you are able. Don't try to do something that's too much out of reach. I mean, do those press-ups against gravity. Probably deviled eggs. And there's a big cessation between Easter on this side with the Valentine, Easter, Christmas, and all that food holiday stuff happening at the end of the year. And then it's like there's a little stretch. Ew. When the holidays are more about just spending some time and being relaxed, firing up the grill, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna grill on those particular days. And just take care of each other. Too tempting, get a bottle of milk. It can be a small bottle of milk. I gotta carry the pork in and season that so it'll also be food. So y'all take care. And I will find something that's not sweaty to sleep in because I'm busy. We worked on fan. And we worked on 64. And a few people worked on other stuff. We did a little Paco, but not the stuff that really makes me feel like I'm gonna hurl. It probably helps that I didn't eat much today. So take care. Bye-bye. Grandma loves you and wants you to be okay. Yes.